decided to apply for the PG cert because I wanted a course that really specialised in string teaching to a really high level, and I found that other diplomas and teaching certificates available to practising musicians didn't really offer this.
We've got some teachers that don't do very much teaching at the moment and want to do more teaching. We've got some that are really established teachers and they kind of want to excel in what they do, and people who already absolutely know what they're doing but they just want to be the best at it that they possibly can.
But it's so good to have the opportunity to spend a year talking to other people, especially of varying levels of experience, discovering that several other people are in the same boat as me, exactly the same boat as me actually. They're not all highly trained violin players. And also discovering in some cases that I haven't, that some of the things I've been doing are the things that other people do, that they're right,
As a teacher, you often rely on your own experiences as from how you were taught, and then you kind of tend to pass those on. And actually I was aware that there are a whole range of teaching strategy out there, and I wanted to explore them all so that I could benefit my students to the maximum effect.
I think probably because it's not compulsory in schools anymore, a lot of people are working in isolation. So to have a space where you can sort of have a meeting of the minds and really have some deep-rooted professional development where you have time to reflect. I mean, the ESTA summer school's great, but it's almost sort of wanting the next level of interrogation, I think.
This course just gives such a great opportunity to be reflective about what you're doing. So I think it gives you that little bit of headspace perhaps that you need, or it encourages you to find that headspace that you need to take a really good, hard, analytical look at what you're doing as a teacher.
Everything for this has been completely practical. I can use everything that I've learnt in a practical way, whereas, if I was to do an education type degree, there'd be like some classroom teaching component which, I'm not going to use. I'm one-on-one.
I needed a distance learning course because, of course, I'm working full-time in several schools. I've got a family, young family, so I couldn't get away to doing one-to-one lessons.
So we meet up about every 2 weeks online, and with the students and their mentor, and we have good discussions about the tasks we've been set from each unit. We've got 4 units over the whole year, and there's a lot of tasks in between, some of which are really tiny and they're just points of discussion, and some of which are larger and they're working to end of unit assessments.
I was slightly nervous to begin with about the online aspect of the course because I'm not very tech savvy. Once you've achieved your first online group Skype chat, which actually is dead easy to set up, it's not a problem at all. It's been so easy because all the webinars and the work and the resources are all available through Moodle, which is just an online portal, if you like.
The link with the university is fantastic, so we've got access to libraries that we wouldn't have otherwise. As a teacher, again, you're completely isolated, and all of a sudden you've got these wealth of, I've just loved all the articles and the books and the reading and the forums. This sharing of information is incredible.
And I think the opportunity to watch yourself teach on video and then pick it to pieces with somebody's encouraging guidance. So, it's all done in a very positive, sort of self-critical way. I think that's just such a great opportunity. It's one of those things that teachers say all the time, I know I should record myself and stand back and have a look. And it's just so difficult. Teachers are so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that they've got to do and the amount of things that they've got to deliver, and concerts and deadlines and exams. And, I think that's the really good thing about this course, is that it does just give you that incentive to do that, to stand back and reflect and actually think very, very hard about what you're doing.
So my mentor has been really supportive and very perceptive about my work and what would help in my work. And in terms of just finding time to communicate, like we're all busy people, but somehow we've just always found time to do a phone call or a Skype meeting, and that has all worked well.
There's the week in Chichester where we're all together, which is fantastic, and that's the really practical unit.
The summer school was great, and that allowed us to meet together and have really, really in-depth discussions and demonstrations and presentations and lectures and things like that on some aspects of really core teaching strategy, tackling all sorts of different techniques that are notoriously difficult to teach.
And also, it's very inspiring to hear other people talk about what works for them and how they've used different techniques and different ideas and how this is the way I do it, and they demonstrate, and that's really useful. And I can take that idea and I'm going to tweak it for this, and even if it's violin, viola, whatever, you get the same idea, and I might use it for this student or this student. Or
so socially, it was really, really nice to speak to loads of different teachers who are in lots of different teaching environments and to bounce ideas off them. And also you get really good discounts at the trade stands, which was great.
It's been great to share ideas with the other students on the course as well as our mentors, and it is giving me more confidence in my work, just feeling that I know better now how to kind of appraise what I'm doing and deciding what's working well and what's not working well and how to improve things. So it really has been relevant in my day-to-day work.
The course has not only benefited me, but I believe has really benefited the students that I work with. I feel like I've had the opportunity to really critically look at the work that I do every single day, and that I've had input from people who I hugely respect. And I just feel like I've got a much bigger bank of teaching strategy available to me now than I did a year ago. And I don't want to stop there. I want to continue learning in this vein, but this course has really given me a good start down this pedagogical path, which I'd really, really like to follow.
I'll be able to hold my head up high and say, yes, I have got a teaching qualification.